Hey guys, I'm coming at you with a new story this week. It's about Elijah and Jezebel. Elijah's been on the mountain and he's been in this feud with the prophets of Baal. They've been having this argument about who the one true God is. Is it Yahweh or is it Baal? And in the process, Elijah has made fun of Baal. Baal doesn't seem to be answering any of the calls of the prophets, so Elijah makes the suggestion, well, maybe Baal's sitting on a toilet somewhere taking a dump. That's in the Bible. Okay, it's sort of in the Bible. It says maybe Baal is off relieving himself. And of course the prophets are mad. Elijah's making fun. Long story short, Elijah calls down fire from heaven, proving that Yahweh is the one true God. And in the process, Elijah kills these prophets of Baal. Well, there's a guy on scene. His name is Ahab. And Ahab saddles up and begins riding off. And he's going to tell Jezebel about everything that has just happened, about how Elijah has insulted her God, and how Elijah has killed her prophets. So Ahab gets there and Jezebel has this Game of Thrones moment. It's this moment, it's just this dark moment of, oh my gosh, I don't want to be on the receiving end of what this woman has to say, because that's exactly what happens to Elijah. Jezebel sends a messenger telling him, may the gods deal with me ever so severely if by this time tomorrow, you're not dead. And of course, Elijah's like, oh crap, I got to get out of here. So in the process of I've got to get out of here, Elijah's like, life's not even worth living anymore. I can't handle this anymore. This is too much. I'm going to go into the wilderness and like a dog, I'm going to sit under a bush, under a tree, and I'm just going to die. I'm done with this. So that's what he does. He goes off into the wilderness. Jezebel's words have pierced him so much that he just wants to die. So he's laying there and he's gonna starve himself to death. He's just gonna sit there out in the elements. He just wants God to take him. And in fact, he prays that prayer, God, just take me. I can't handle this anymore. And as he's laying down to sleep, as he's laying his head down, all of a sudden an angel wakes him up. Just as he starts to drift off to sleep, he doesn't even get to go to sleep. An angel wakes him up and he's like, hey, Elijah, here's some bread, here's some water, eat. The journey ahead of you is too much. Get up and eat. Again, he lays down a second time after eating the first time. Same thing, an angel wakes him up. Elijah, get up and eat, get up and drink. You need to be strengthened. So Elijah does this again, gets a good night's sleep, and he's strengthened, and he starts heading off towards Mount Horeb. It's a mountain of God. And Elijah, when he gets there, it's about 40 days later, when he gets there, he goes up into this cave. And as he's going into this cave, God speaks to him. He says, Elijah, I want you to come out of that cave. I want you to come out of that darkness. I want you to come out and be on this mountain, because I'm about to pass by. And Elijah, of course, does that. And all of a sudden, there's this rushing of wind. And the wind is great. It's shattering rocks apart. It's a great and amazing and terrifying and powerful storm. But God wasn't in that. And all of a sudden, the ground beneath Elijah starts shaking. An earthquake hits the mountain. But God wasn't in the earthquake. And then a fire comes through, just consuming things. But God wasn't in the fire. It was in the stillness. It was in the quiet that Elijah began hearing God's voice. Elijah heard this gentle whisper. Elijah, what are you doing? And of course, Elijah's, God, I'm trying to serve you. And in this stillness, in this quietness, with this gentle voice that God has, God says, it's going to be all right. Israel has a future. The thing you care about, it's got a future. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything's going to be all right. Now, breaking from the story, I sometimes wonder how often we get hit with the fires of life. The fires of life try to consume us, and we don't get to the stillness afterwards. We're not patient enough to get to the stillness afterwards, to hear God's voice. Or we have these life-shaking, life-quaking moments where everything just seems to be falling apart from underneath us. And instead of sitting in the quiet, instead of listening, we're angry, frustrated, we're furious, we're sad. We can't just sit in the quiet and try to hear God's voice. Or when the storms hit us from all sides. And it's like we're on a ship on the ocean. The storms are just rocking us back and forth, eventually sinking us, making us feel like we're just left stranded and helpless. How often do we just not sit and listen for that still, quiet voice? There's a moment in the New Testament. It's Jesus. He's with a crowd of people, and he's having an Elijah moment. He's having kind of this storm moment, this fire moment, this earthquake moment. He knows that he's going to die. He knows it. He knows it down in his heart. And he wants his Father to take it away from him. He doesn't want to go through the storm. But he knows that when he gets through the storm, when he gets through the fire, when he gets through the earthquake, when he gets to the other side, and there's the stillness for 3 days, God's going to speak. And God's going to do like he did with Elijah. And God's going to breathe the new life into the world. God's going to whisper new life into the world. That soft whisper, that soft breath, he's just going to breathe newness into people around him. My challenge to you, my challenge to myself, is that we would take moments of stillness. We would take moments of quiet. When storms come, when fires come, when earthquake comes, whatever it is that just knocks us off our feet and sends us into the darkness, where we're just calling out, God, just take me, I'm done. It's my prayer, my hope for you and for myself that we would hit pause. We would listen for the still, quiet voice that will breathe new life into us. Guys, I love you all. Hope you have a great week. Peace.